Welcome to Worldwide Entertainment TV, and I am your New York host, Miss Goldi, and that's Miss Goldi to you, and we so live right now at YouTube Space New York, and I got the ultimate
Wow.
platinum producer, Mr. Amadeus. Hi, Amadeus.
How are you?
Say hi to everyone. He's looking at me like that, but it's such my pleasure to even have a sit down with him. He is one of the long time industry. I mean, he's done so much in the music industry, and when you can reach out to people like this that have been in the game 10, 20 years plus, it's such a pleasure. So Amadeus, tell everyone where you're from and who you are.
Amadeus, as you mentioned, and you gave me such an amazing intro. Really, you know, I don't have much to add to that, but like you said, CEO Platinum Boy Music Inc., multi-platinum bad boy hitman producer, also Trey Songz is music director, tour drummer. Been with Trey for the last 10 years. We get ready to go on tour, the Tremaine tour in May. I produced for over 70 artists, ranging from J-Lo, Justin Bieber, Chris Brown, Fab, Dipset, G-Unit, list goes on and on. So it's been a long grind, a long run. Glad to still be here, blessed to still be doing what I love to do.
And it has been a long grind, and with that long grind being spoken, how to you has the music industry changed in the past 2 decades?
Especially as a producer. And one of the things that people ask me about all the time is, would you ask me what's changed, and just the fact of not being able to go in the studio as we used to. Artists and producers will go into the studio and kind of vibe and connect and really build and really create dope songs together.
Right.
And nowadays, that chemistry is not really there anymore. It's turned into the business where us as producers are sending beats via email and online.
You basically don't even know the artist. You have
really.
no chance to vibe, communicate with the artist. So the music, I know when I was out there making music, I considered it to be kind of like, I would use the acronym of making a baby.
Mm-hmm.
It was the beat,
mm-hmm.
it was me, and it was the track, and the song was the baby.
Yes, absolutely.
We made the baby.
Absolutely.
So tell me a scenario of the worst experience you have ever had with an artist.
Honestly, I really haven't had any negative or bad experiences. Knock on wood. Not really challenging. Me, I would say me as a music director,
Right.
For a major artist like Trey Songz, can be very challenging, because my job is to understand what his vision is and what he wants to create on stage and help bring that to life.
So
that's not the easiest thing to do.
So do you totally create his project, or do you just mastermind his tour and what he's going to perform and
Yes.
what he's going to present to the audience?
Yes, I'm responsible for helping him put together the best show possible for his audience and fans. So like I said, that can be, very challenging, because at the end of the day, what do the audience want to hear? What do the fans want to hear? You don't know. So each time you put together a show, you're putting together something you feel they want to hear, or something that you think they want to hear.
But you're not sure.
You're not sure. So you just kind of got to go out there and feel it out and hope for the best. And once you're out there, kind of, pay attention to what the audience reacts to, and get an idea of what they like, what they're not too crazy over, and you adjust.
And you know what? I never actually knew that was a job or a position that, and it's very important. Like, I don't want to fucking go to a concert and hear all the songs I don't like of yours.
Right.
Like, as an artist, we don't have songs everybody like every song.
Right.
But we do got those popping hits.
Oh yeah.
So I wasn't aware that they had a team.
Oh, absolutely.
That decides what the popping hits are.
And I'm glad, not to cut you off, but I'm glad you brought that up, because it's a very important point you brought up. There's a team.
It's a team.
Everybody, every artist, every label, even if it's not music, even if it's actors or actresses, everybody has a team.
Right.
And you see that artist or producer in the forefront, and behind that artist and producer, there's a full team that helps push them. There's a team that helps them think. You know, you can't figure it out on your own. You know what I mean? No one has all of the answers. So when you put together an amazing team that surrounds you to help you bring the best out of you as an artist or producer, whatever you are, that's how it works.
And you know what? For an artist, as you giving advice as a pioneer, as a veteran, to new artists that's coming out, how important is a team? How important is a budget?
I don't know about the budget part, because you know there's the game has changed, and there's a lot of bartering going on. There's a lot of, you know, I'll do this, you do this for me. You know, whether you know, I teach producers all the time. It's not always about a check.
Right.
You know, everybody is not cutting checks. You're not, you know, especially not having a name or a huge resume. You know, so figure out a way where you can, you know, give your music or have an artist that you love, you know, create a song and put it out, and figure out a way where that artist can return the love. Why not get a 16? Why not get a 16 and, you know, if you have your own artist, you can put the 16 or Ross or whoever you're working with on the album, or you can put your own album out like a Khaled, you know, or different producers like that. So it's always a way. It's just about being smart about it and figuring out how to benefit yourself.
And as a part of your grind with producers coming out, I know a lot of producers quit and give up because they make beats for people, they give out beats for people, and they give. And I know as a producer, you gave. And it's very rarely, like maybe 1 out of fucking 40 artists might really pop off and come back and give you a check. But in the meantime, you've worked for 39 artists that didn't produce anything for you, didn't give you anything. So as a producer, how is that grind for you? Like, does it change your loyalty? Does it change your aspect? Like, how do you deal with people after the fact? Is it just like, cut me a check before I mess with you? Or how does that go?
I mean, each situation is different. Everybody's situation is not the same. So what I do with, you know, how I work with a Fab is, you know, could be possibly different how I work with a Chris Brown. You know, so you got to kind of go into each situation differently, and allowing that person an opportunity to present whatever they're going to present to you. But you know, for me, it's the passion. It's the passion to do what I love to do, and that's create, you know, great music. So even if there's something out right now that may have not paid me anything, or that I haven't gotten anything financial from it, you know, my credit is my credit. You know, it's obviously added to my resume, and it's a song that's out for the people to enjoy. You know, there's songs that people love that I produced that might not be the biggest song for me, or a hit record, or I might not even think it's one of my, you know, best tracks. But you know, to fans and to people who appreciate music, it could be different. And I've heard people say, "This is my favorite song you did for Mike Jones' grandma," and I'm like, "That?" He's like, "Yeah, because you know my grandma passed too."
Like,
so
I didn't care about that song.
No, I definitely care. No, I definitely care. that song earned me my first platinum plaque.
Really?
Yes. Mike Jones sold 1.5 million records.
And you know what? Mike Jones is an underrated artist.
Absolutely.
We haven't heard from Mike Jones.
Absolutely.
We haven't heard anything from Mike Jones. But when he came out strong.
Yes.
Do you have any advice to these artists that are up and coming? Because you've been in the game for a minute. You watched the time change. You watched the game change. Do you have any advice for the new artists that are coming out?
Yeah, I feel like, you know, all artists and producers as well, you know, should be themselves. I feel it's the best way to be is how you're able to connect with the world. The world want to know who you are. You know, why should I support you? Why should I buy your album? Why should I show up to your shows? Why should I purchase your merchandise? Who are you? And for me, I feel like the artists that show their true selves to the world are successful. You know, when you think of Trey Songz loves women. So he invented that, you know, like that.
So, you've been in the game a long time. Tell us what you are doing now and how we can get in contact with you.
A lot. You know, like you said, I've been in the game for a while. I know the ins and outs, the do's and the don'ts. So we created a platform called the Music 101 College Tour, where we go around and we educate people in the music business. We tell them what you need to do, how to do it, how we've done it, how we've succeeded, what to do, what not to do. You know, if you know, we've been in the game, we've both been in the game for a long time, and it's tough. It's not easy. You know, there's a lot of roadblocks. There's a lot of people who try to close doors and stop you from getting in.
Slam them in your face.
You know
Like,
so you got to be able to, you know, look at that slam door in your face and use that as motivation and figure out a way through that door. Whether you got to kick it down, whether you got to make your own key. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what, New York, I'm going to say, I've been in the South, I've been on the East Coast, I've been on the West Coast. In New York, you are the main violators of slamming doors in people's faces. Like, who was slamming a door in Amadeus' face? Like, he been out here grinding, he been out here working. Who was slamming a door in my face?
Right.
But truth is, they're slamming doors because you know what? You so busy trying to keep that one pork chop for yourself that you should just stop eating pork and let's eat vegetables together. You try to keep that one pork chop for yourself. That he can't get a piece of the pork chop.
Right.
I can't get a piece of the crumbs.
And there's enough pork chops.
She can't get it under the rice. Like, what's up, though?
It's true.
New Yorkers, the industry are slamming doors. Trust and believe. Yeah. I'm from Yonkers. They slammed the door in my face. Yonkers First Lady. But Amadeus, what advice do you have to any new artist coming up in the industry, and how can they holler at you?
Be you, man. Like, simple. I don't need no. We don't need no sermon. We don't need no whole spill. Just be you. Be you, the real you. Be the real you. Show the world who you are. You know what I'm saying? This is how you gain fans. It's how you gain people to support your music and what you do. Be you. You can reach me on Twitter, producer Amadeus. You can reach me on IG, Amadeus PBM, Platinum Boy Music. On IG, we got the website www.platinumboymusicworldwide.com. JB Jason Bourne is in the building, Basquiat.
Jason Bourne in the building.
You know what I mean? So we working, man. We not playing out here. We working.
He never been playing. He never been playing. When I've been doing my first round of showcases 15 years ago, Amadeus was the judge, right? You remember he was the judge at the South Mic?
He brought that. Yeah.
I won.
But I was waiting.
I won.
So you gotta show love to everybody. It ain't about just the artists that are signed. You know what I mean? I come out and show love for the indie artists, for the new artists.
And do you work with new artists?
Yeah, I give out every time nowadays, the last few years, every time I judged a competition, I would give the winner or winners a free Amadeus track.
Well, I'm waiting on my Amadeus track because I want to top mic shit. I ain't get no Amadeus track.
I wasn't do that then.
Well, shit,
I was gonna come up.
Well, we gonna rewind.
But you know what I'm saying?
Rewind, select that, bring it back.
You earned it. You put it in, man. You earned it. You earned it. So what Jason Bourne?
Jason Bourne got me. My guys, you hear this shit, my guys? Jason Bourne and Amadeus said they got me. Worldwide Entertainment TV.
Yeah,
Miss Goldi, YouTube Space New York. Platinum producer, Amadeus, Platinum Boy Music, Bad Boy in the building. We got everything in the building. Miss Goldi to you. It is such a pleasure. In New York City, we out of here.
Bronx.
BX. Put your you know he fake from the Bronx. Like,
what do you mean?
City Island. He from City Island.
That City Island real.
He not from the real Bronx.
JB.
He from
City Island real. See the short videos.
City Island real now.
You saw the videos.
My favorite place, Seafood City. I'm coming in with that.
You see the videos.
Like Bob and Weavers in Seafood City.
We good?
And we out.
That was awesome.